It's strange how silence is never really silent. Even when nothing seems to be happening, something is still there, humming quietly beneath attention. Not loud enough to be called sound. Not clear enough to name. Just present. I notice it sometimes when thought relaxes its grip, when the mind stops reaching for meaning. There's a faint pressure behind the ears, a rhythm in the chest, a subtle continuity that doesn't begin or end, almost as if the world hasn't fully stopped speaking yet. Or maybe it never does. I might be wrong, but it feels like sound doesn't begin when something makes noise. It feels older than that, as if sound exists first, and things appear later, only to carry it. We usually imagine creation as starting with form, a thing appearing somewhere, a shape arriving in space, but everyday experience quietly disagrees with that story. Before a word is spoken, there's already an urge. Before movement, there's tension. Before a thought finishes forming, something has already stirred. Action seems to arise from a subtle vibration, not from intention. And that's where the Ṛgveda feels like it's standing not at the beginning of history, not even at the beginning of religion, but at the moment before things become things. It doesn't rush to explain the universe. It listens to it, as if reality is already speaking, and the task is simply to hear it correctly. The hymns don't feel like declarations. They feel like proximity, like someone leaning very close to existence, trying to catch how it breathes. They're not asking, what is reality made of, but something softer, almost intimate. What is it vibrating as? The words themselves feel secondary. What matters is the rhythm underneath them. The cadence, the meter, the way sound is allowed to repeat until meaning dissolves and only resonance remains. It is less like reading a text, and more like standing inside a field. The text already active. Agni, Indra, Faru, Soma. We're told these are gods, but they don't behave like characters for very long. If you sit with the hymns, they begin to feel like forces that are happening anyway, inside and outside. Whether we acknowledge them or not, Agni isn't just fire in the sky. It feels like digestion beginning, attention sharpening, warmth turning raw experience into something usable, the intelligence of transformation itself. Indra doesn't feel like a heroic figure. He feels like energy trying to move through resistance, the surge that breaks inertia, the effort that says something has to shift. And Soma is harder to hold. It feels like altered perception, like when boundaries soften, when meaning loosens, when the ordinary suddenly feels intimate and vast at the same time. The Ṛgveda doesn't define these forces, it chants them, as if naming is already too late, as if explanation would interfere with the experience. The structure itself becomes the teaching. The meters are not decorative. They re-functional, like tuning forks, like standing waves. Each PC feels like a precise arrangement of sound, meant to affect consciousness directly, bypassing analysis. In that sense, the text isn't symbolic, it's operational. You don't understand it first. You resonate with it. Sometimes I think about this in modern terms, even though that might distort it. In physics, matter is in solid, its vibration behaving consistently. Fields stabilizing into patterns. Particles as events, not objects. The Ṛgveda seems to know this without equations. It doesn't measure. It listens. It treats creation not as a past event, but as an ongoing chant, continuously unfolding. What if the universe isn't something that happened, but something that's still being sounded? The Brahma layers that come later try to explain ritual. But even there, ritual isn't about pleasing something external. It's about alignment, synchronization, matching in a rhythm with cosmic rhythm, not as belief, but as mechanics. As within, so without, not as poetry, but as structure. The altar isn't really outside. It's perceptual. When sound is arranged correctly, something clicks. Not morally, structurally, like tuning an instrument you didn't know you were holding. What unsettles me is this: if sound comes first, if vibration precedes form, then maybe identity does too. Maybe I isn't a solid thing at all. Maybe it's a pattern that's holding for now. A rhythm mistaken for an object. The Ṛgveda doesn't say this directly. It doesn't need to. It just keeps humming. And if you stay with that hum long enough, you begin to notice something else. Sound seems to want direction. Vibration seems to want containment. Fire seems to want a place to land. Almost like resonance itself is leaning toward structure, toward order, toward the act of doing. I could be imagining it, but it feels like the sound is already moving slowly toward fire, toward form, toward action. And maybe that's how this journey continues. Not as separate books, not as but as one continuous movement, revealing itself gradually, one vibration at a time.